Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
The tennis world just exploded in the most unexpected and emotional way possible. And if you weren't paying attention, you missed one of the most significant weeks in recent tennis history. We're talking about tears flowing in press conferences, wedding photos that literally broke the internet, comeback rumors that simply refused to die, and a moment of mentorship that has changed a young player's life forever. This isn't your typical off-season drama where players are lounging on beaches and posting vacation photos. Women's tennis. But what happened this week goes beyond tennis. We're witnessing the passing of the torch, we're seeing the next generation being anointed by royalty, and we're getting a masterclass in how to handle internet trolls with grace and facts. Buckle up because this story has more twists and emotional moments than a Hollywood movie, and every single second of it is absolutely real. Let me start by setting the scene, because context is everything. The off-season was supposed to be quiet and predictable. Players rest, recover, spend time with family, and prepare for the new year. But instead, we got an absolute whirlwind of emotion, controversy, and moments that will be talked about for years to come. The Williams sisters, even when they're not actively competing, somehow managed to be at the center of the tennis universe. And this week proved once again that their influence extends far beyond their playing careers. The story that has everyone reaching for tissues starts with a name that you absolutely need to know: Alexandra Eala. This 20-year-old Filipino sensation has been quietly building one of the most impressive resumes in women's tennis. She's been grinding away at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, working her way up the rankings and making history as the first Filipino player to win a Grand Slam singles match. That alone is monumental. The Philippines has never had a tennis superstar on the global stage, which means Eala is carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire nation every single time she steps onto the court. But this week, something happened that changed everything for Alexandra Eala. And it all started with a match at the Auckland Classic that nobody expected to become one of the most significant moments of the tennis season. Eala and her doubles partner, Iva Jovic, faced off against Venus Williams and her partner Alona Svitolina in the mixed doubles competition. On paper, it was David versus Goliath. You had two rising stars going up against a seven-time Grand Slam champion and one of the greatest players in tennis history. But what happened after the match is what caught everyone's attention and sparked a chain of events that nobody saw coming. Alexandra Eala didn't just shake hands with Venus and walk away like most players do. She took a moment, a genuine, heartfelt moment, to publicly express her deep admiration and love for Venus Williams. Not just as a competitor who she had just defeated, but as an icon who paved the way for players like her to even dream of stepping onto a Grand Slam court. This wasn't some calculated media move or a rehearsed speech designed to go viral. This was pure, authentic emotion from a young woman who grew up idolizing the Williams sisters, who watched them dominate the sport for decades, who studied their games and dreamed of one day competing at their level. And now she had just shared the court with one of her heroes and actually won. The emotion was overwhelming, and Eala didn't try to hide it. What happened next is where this story becomes absolutely extraordinary. Serena Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time, the woman with 23 Grand Slam singles titles and a legacy that transcends sports, didn't just see Eala's tribute to Venus. She responded in the most Serena way possible. She went public with a message that said simply, "Thank you, Eala." But she didn't stop there, not even close. Serena extended a personal invitation to Alexandra Eala for a private meeting, a one-on-one sit-down with the Queen of Tennis herself. According to sources close to the situation, Serena has something special planned, some kind of surprise for the young Filipino star. Now, we don't know exactly what that surprise entails, but the speculation is running absolutely wild across social media and in tennis circles. Is it a mentorship program where Serena takes Eala under her wing? Is it a collaborative training project? Is Serena planning to work directly with Eala on specific aspects of her game? Is there a sponsorship or endorsement opportunity involved? Whatever the surprise turns out to be, the gesture alone is absolutely monumental. When Serena Williams personally invites you into her world, when she reaches out specifically to you among all the young players on tour, you know you've arrived. This isn't just encouragement or a nice gesture. This is validation from the greatest player ever to hold a racket. This is Serena Williams looking at the future of women's tennis and saying, I see you, I believe in you, and I want to help you succeed. The press conference that followed Serena's message is the part that's going to live forever on the internet and in tennis history. Alexandra Eala stood in front of a room full of reporters and cameras, and the emotion just completely overwhelmed her. She started crying, not just a few tears that she could wipe away and compose herself, but full-on sobbing that she simply couldn't control. She tried to hold it together, taking deep breaths and wiping her eyes, but it was useless. The tears kept flowing. This wasn't a media-trained response or a carefully calculated emotional display. This was a 20-year-old woman realizing that her hero, the person she grew up watching and idolizing, the player whose posters were probably on her bedroom wall as a kid, had just personally reached out to her and validated her entire journey. The weight of that moment, the magnitude of what it meant, was simply too much to contain. The room fell into a heavy, reverent silence. Not the awkward kind where everyone is uncomfortable, but the kind where everyone present understands they're witnessing something truly special and authentic. People in that press room started clapping, not because Eala had won a match or accomplished some athletic feat, but because they understood the pure human emotion of what was happening. They were watching a dream come true in real time. Through her tears, Eala managed to say, I'm trying to stay focused on the tournament, but honestly, today is already the most special day of my career. Think about the weight of those words for a moment. This is a player who has already made history for her country. She's won matches at Grand Slams. She's competed against the best players in the world. She's had victories and moments that most tennis players only dream about. And yet, this moment, this personal recognition from Serena Williams, surpasses all of that. That tells you everything you need to know about the Williams sisters' impact on the sport. They're not just great players. They're not just champions. They're icons who inspire entire generations, who make young girls from countries with no tennis tradition believe that they too can compete at the highest level. Alexandra Eala represents millions of Filipinos who have never had someone to root for in tennis. She's proof that talent and determination can come from anywhere, that you don't need to be from a traditional tennis powerhouse to make it in this sport. And now, the greatest player in the history of women's tennis is personally investing in her future. That's not just a career milestone. That's a life-changing moment that will stay with Eala forever and will likely shape the trajectory of her entire career going forward. But let's rewind and talk about how we even got to this incredible moment, because the context makes it even more special. Venus Williams, at 45 years old, is back on the tennis court competing professionally. Let that sink in for a second. Most professional athletes are long retired by their mid-30s. They're coaching, commentating, running businesses, or enjoying retirement. But Venus Williams is still out there grinding, still competing, still showing up because her love for the game never died. Venus returned to professional tennis in 2025 at the Washington Open and actually won her first match back, proving to all the doubters that she still has game. She followed that up with appearances at the Cincinnati Open and the US Open, demonstrating that age truly is just a number when you have the heart of a champion and the work ethic to back it up. For 2026, Venus decided to do something different. Instead of focusing solely on singles, she entered the Auckland Classic doubles competition. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of partnering with Serena like the old days when they dominated doubles and won 14 Grand Slam titles together, Venus chose to team up with Ilona Svitolina, the Ukrainian star known for her incredible defensive skills and mental toughness. It's a fascinating pairing when you really think about it. Venus is all about power, aggression, big serves, and finishing points at the net. Svitolina is the ultimate grinder, the defensive specialist who can outlast anyone from the baseline with her consistency and court coverage. Together, they create this unique blend of contrasting styles that could either be absolutely brilliant or completely chaotic. And honestly, that unpredictability is what makes it so compelling to watch. Their first-round opponents were Alexandra Eala and Iva Jovic, two of the brightest young stars in women's tennis. The matchup was immediately being hyped as a generational clash. The legends versus the future, experience versus youth, power versus fearlessness. But before the match even started, Venus gave us one of the best quotes of the entire year. During the pre-match press conference, a reporter asked Venus about playing doubles with Svitolina instead of her sister Serena. Without missing a beat, with that classic Venus Williams humor and timing, she said, "I'm playing doubles with Ilona Svitolina. We've always been opponents, but finally we're on the same team, and I hope Serena won't be jealous." The entire room erupted in laughter because that's quintessential Venus. She's got this dry, understated sense of humor that catches people off guard. For decades, Venus and Serena were absolutely inseparable on the doubles court. They won 14 Grand Slam doubles titles together, dominated the sport as a tandem, and created some of the most memorable moments in tennis history. Seeing Venus with a different partner feels a bit like seeing Batman without Robin or peanut butter without jelly. It works, but something feels slightly off, like a piece of the puzzle is missing. Venus also talked about the dynamic she expected to have with Svitolina, saying, "If there's one thing she's going to do, she's going to compete. So neither of us play doubles every day, but I think we'll both bring our singles game together and make it work." Svitolina, clearly thrilled and honored to be sharing the court with an absolute legend, responded, "It's great to share a court with her, and to play with such a legend is a big privilege for me. I'll try to do my best to give my very best for the win." When asked if they had come up with a doubles team nickname, both players laughed it off. Venus joked, "I don't think we have a doubles couple name. If we can get one win under us, then we'll have earned a name, so we'll keep that in mind." It was lighthearted and fun, exactly what you want from a press conference. Now here's where the story gets even better and takes on this almost poetic quality. The match happened, and in a twist that felt almost scripted by the tennis gods, the young team of Alexandra Eala and Iva Jovic defeated the legends. But this wasn't a case of the old guard being embarrassed or shown up. This wasn't the young stars disrespecting their elders or celebrating too hard. This was a genuine passing of the torch moment, executed with class and respect on both sides. Eala didn't just beat Venus Williams. She honored her by playing the absolute best tennis of her life, by leaving everything on the court, by showing that the lessons she learned from watching Venus compete for all these years had been absorbed and internalized. And that respect, that genuine reverence for the history and legacy of the Williams sisters, is what caught Serena's attention. It's what led to the invitation, the tears, and the moment that now has the entire tennis community buzzing with excitement. Now, while we're talking about Serena Williams, we absolutely have to address the elephant in the room that refuses to leave: the comeback rumors. Because you literally cannot mention Serena Williams in 2026 without someone immediately asking, is she coming back? Is she going to play again? Are we going to see her on court? The rumor mill went into absolute overdrive at the end of 2025 when Serena's name appeared on the International Tennis Integrity Agency testing pool list. For those who don't follow the technical side of tennis regulations, you have to be in the official drug testing pool for 6 months before you're eligible to compete professionally. So when eagle-eyed fans spotted Serena's name on that list, they did the math and completely lost their minds. Twitter and social media exploded with Serena 2026 trending worldwide. The speculation was everywhere and completely out of control. People were analyzing her social media posts for clues. They were looking at her training videos to see if she looked match-ready. They were debating whether she was going for Grand Slam number 24 to tie Margaret Court's record. The hype and hope were absolutely palpable, but Serena, being Serena, shut it down quickly and definitively. She posted on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "OMG, y'all, I'm not coming back. This wildfire is crazy." It was classic Serena, direct, a little bit exasperated, but crystal clear in her message. She's done competing professionally. She's moved on to the next chapter of her life. She's building her business empire through Serena Ventures. She's raising her daughters Olympia and Adira. She's enjoying life beyond the baseline and the pressure of professional competition. But here's the thing about sports fans, and tennis fans in particular. We're eternal optimists who refuse to accept reality. Even when Serena says no, we hear maybe. Even when she's firm and definitive, we hold out hope that she'll change her mind. We tell ourselves that she's just saying that now, but will feel differently in a few months. We convince ourselves that the competitive fire never truly dies and she'll eventually get the itch to compete again. But for now, we have to take the queen at her word. The comeback isn't happening, at least not in the immediate future. Serena Williams has retired from professional tennis, and she seems genuinely happy and fulfilled in her post-playing career life. As much as we'd all love to see her on court one more time, we have to respect her decision and celebrate the incredible legacy she's already built. But if you thought the drama and headlines stopped there, oh boy, you are in for an absolute treat. Because what happened next took the Williams sisters from the sports pages straight to the celebrity gossip and entertainment headlines. And it all started with what should have been a beautiful, joyous occasion. A wedding. Venus Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam champion and one of the most accomplished athletes in sports history, got married on January 6th in a beautiful, intimate, private ceremony. It was a moment of pure joy and celebration of love. And naturally, Serena was there to support her sister on one of the most important days of her life. Serena shared photos from Venus's wedding on her social media accounts, and they were absolutely stunning. She looked radiant and happy in a beautiful white gown, standing alongside her husband Alexis Ohanian and their daughters Olympia and Adira. The family looked peaceful, glowing with happiness and completely content. It should have been a simple, beautiful moment that everyone celebrated and enjoyed. Congratulations to Venus. What a beautiful family. What lovely photos. But then the internet did what the internet does best, which is take something pure and innocent and turn it into something ugly and toxic. Instead of celebrating the love, the family moment, and the joy of Venus's wedding, a vocal minority of absolutely toxic users decided to zoom in on Serena's complexion in the photos. They started claiming that her skin looked lighter than usual, and from there it spiraled into the tired, damaging, and frankly disgusting accusation that she must be bleaching her skin.